All right, well, just 3 hours ago, the future of Iran was uncertain, still is. This all came as Iran flooded social media with propaganda video. We're not going to show it to you. It was of women and children at power stations and bridges acting as human shields. And now with the 2-week ceasefire, what are Iranian-Americans saying? And what is the mood among regular people on the ground within Iran? Our next guest fled the regime as a child. Iranian-American plastic surgeon, Dr. Sheila Nazarian joins us now. Sheila, great to see you. Thanks so much for being here again.
Great to see you, Katie. Thank you.
So just want to get your thoughts on what has happened over the course of the last couple of hours.
I just want to comment on Geraldo. I went to high school with Geraldo's son. The last time I saw him was at my high school graduation. He's a sweet guy, but I'm sorry, Geraldo, this is not Amazon Prime. And also, should the regime just be allowed to kill 45,000 innocent, beautiful young people in the streets who are unarmed without any consequences? Geraldo, if we were in World War II, you would be the guy holding up the sign that's saying Hitler hasn't attacked us. Why do we want to attack Hitler? No, there are consequences. There's good versus evil, and it's 100% justified that we go help the Iranian people just like we would have helped in World War II. I would hate to see how he would have reacted to the killing of Jews in World War II, because he's behaving the same way right now, and it's unfortunate to see. The people in Iran, Katie, are extremely scared that the bombs will stop. They are more afraid of a humiliated, paranoid regime taking out their anger and their frustrations on them. They're killing 1 to 2 people a day. They're executing them for wars against crimes against God, whatever the heck that means. This is a terrible regime. This is not over. The fight still continues, and God willing, an armed Iranian population will rise up when the regime is weak and take their country back and rid the world of this cancer.
So the president said tonight in his announcement that he believes the military objectives of the United States against Iran have been met. The administration has been very adamant from the beginning that the goal was not regime change, that if it came as a result of that, that would be great. However, on the other hand, the president has said that we already have regime change. Between U.S. and Israeli strikes, we've taken out dozens of top IRGC leaders. There's a disconnect now between who's running the government and the military. So just from what is your expectation now? Because you're absolutely correct. Tens of thousands of innocent people slaughtered in the streets, but they're still unarmed. The president has talked about potentially sending them weapons, that there were weapons sent. There was talk that Kurds will not go into Iran to take on the regime. I think that has a lot to do with Turkey not wanting the Kurds to go in and causing other problems in the Middle East for Erdogan, which is a whole other set of issues. So what is your expectation now for the United States, given the president saying our objectives militarily have been met?
I do think our objectives militarily have been met, Katie, but without regime change, the people in Iran are not safe. The Middle East won't be safe. And it's very much so in line with the policy of past presidents who have kicked the can down the road. This is a cancer. If you don't fully get rid of a cancer, it will grow back. China will help, Russia will help, and we will leave a nuclear, fully stockpiled, more knowledgeable Iran for our children and grandchildren to deal with. So I know President Trump knows that. I think some of the language where he goes back and forth is to calm the markets, because we see every time he gives a speech, the markets, like today, shot up. So I think it's a little bit of a game with his language, but I don't think he's done.
Well, we know that he cares a lot about humanity, so it'd be hard for him to walk away from that for sure. Dr. Sheila Nazarian, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.